Sathya Sai Speaks, Volume 14, Chapter 32. The Inner Yajna. Hinduism, as a religious philosophy, has existed since the days of the Vedas, but it has had to encounter and overcome many obstacles, periods of ups and downs, and even a few inroads of distinct cultures. It has survived all these and is still unharmed and unwavering. Those who are experts in this field acclaim the excellence of the Hindu religion because it encounters the coexistence of many cultural traits and molds them into one distinct way of life. The word Hindu has been interpreted by scholars in various ways, but the real meaning is him, himsa or violence, and dhur, far from. Thus, a people who keep away from violence. The Hindus have been praying since ages for the peace and prosperity of all the worlds. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Their conception of the immanence of God is strong and unshakable. The rituals, ceremonies, vows, and rites prescribed in Hinduism are all directed to the promotion and well-being of all the worlds. This is the reason why Hinduism is still alive and active. The beneficiaries of yajnas are all living beings. Since several centuries and millennia, yajnas, Vedic rite or sacrifice, like the Veda Purusha Saptaha Jnana Yajna, 7-day Vedic wisdom sacrifice, which is being inaugurated here now, have been observed in India for the welfare of the world. These yajnas are not performed to benefit an individual, a family, a sect, a caste, or those who follow a particular faith. The aim is universal and the beneficiaries are all living beings. For such yajnas calm the elements and propitiate the deities presiding over the earth, water, fire, wind and sky. The sages of old chose some place away from the habitations of man, either on the bank of a river or in the recesses of a forest, for the celebration of yajnas. No one or no group of persons can claim any special attention being given to them. The yajna is everybody's privilege. It becomes a success through everyone's effort. No one person can pride himself that he is indispensable. Handfuls of grain brought by those who had sincere desire to participate were heaped together, and handfuls of ritual fuel sticks brought by the priests were stacked together. This was done as a symbol of the union of minds and hearts, and as an assurance that each one can share in the blessings of the gods invoked by the mantras, sacred formula. But when a few people let their ego dominate, or when some seek fame for themselves, as often happens in yajnas today, the sacred rite loses its purity and bears no fruit. This is the reason why yajnas have become occasions for ridicule and adverse criticism. Among yajnas there are two types, the outer and the inner, the outer being a reflection of the inner. The inner yajna is the bird in the hand, the outer the bird in the bush. But since the sanctified vision and urge are absent today, what is happening is the release of the bird in the hand with the attempt to catch the bird in the bush. The value and significance of the inner yajna have to be understood first. It involves awareness of the divinity that is dormant but decisive in the very center of our reality. Worship it, propitiate it, please it, become it. All animal traces of man must be sacrificed. The mind is the altar. Place the animal which is to be offered as oblation. By animal, we refer to the evil aspects of your character, behavior, attitude, etc. This animal has to be sacrificed for the deity to be invoked. Though born as a human, man is burdened by animal instincts and impulses that have attached themselves to him during his previous lives as an animal. He has passed through many an animal existence, and each has left its mark on his mental makeup. Like a scar on the skin when a wound has healed. For example, man is afflicted with the disease of aggressive conceit. This is called madha in Sanskrit. This is not a natural trait of man, but a relic of a former elephantine life. Man is sometimes pitiably a murkha, foolish, which is a relic of his past existence as a sheep. Some have an inborn tendency to steal, which may be a reminiscent of their past of creatures such as a cat, which is also a sly poacher. Some are endowed with profuse unsteadiness and waywardness, an inheritance of their monkey existence. Man is known in Sanskrit as Nara and the monkey as Vanara. When valam, tail, is subtracted, Vanara is reduced to Nara. Man has lost the tail, but he has still all the waywardness and unsteadiness of that animal. All such animal traces must be sanctified on the altar of the mind as part of the inner yajna. The outer visible yajna is a means to convey this inner purpose and message. When children are taught to read, the objects which they can see and identify are placed beside the written word which bespeak them. Under the picture of a chair, the word chair is printed, and the child is taught to discover that CHAIR reads chair. Later, the picture is discarded as unnecessary. So too, until the lesson is learnt, the external ritual of fuel sticks being offered to the sacrificial fire has to be continued. The ritual itself is like a casket. The true treasure within it is the inner act, the burning away of one's animal impulses. Significance of the activities at the yajna. Here we see Ritviks, priests performing the rites, who are specialists in the different stages of the Vedic sacrifice. We hear the recitation of Vedic hymns. We have Pandits reading the Ramayana, history of Rama, the Bhagavata, legends of divine advents, and the Devi Bhagavata, exploits of divine universal mother, from the original texts. We have the ceremonial worship of Devi on the lines of Shastric, ethical injunctions. A Pandit is engaged in prayer of the 1,000 lingas, symbolic form of divinity, while another priest propitiates the sun god by means of ritual prostration to the accompaniment of mantras praising his glory. Godhead in all its manifestations of elements and forces is thus being adored for 7 days as part of the Veda Purusha Yajna. The 5 senses and their impact The 5 sheaths that enclose the Atman are all symbolized in these activities. The outermost kosha, sheath, is the Annamaya kosha, composed of the material body made of Anna, food. Anna, the body built by Anna, and the man are all products of the self-same substance, Bhumi, soil, earth. To fill the material body with Ananda, felicity, the vital, mental, and intellectual sheaths need to be sublimated. All the koshas have to be finally merged in the illumination of jnana, beatific wisdom. The homa, the oblation in the sanctified flame, is a symbol of this consummation. The Vedas are the embodiments of truth. The fire you see is fed by fuel sticks and ghee, so that the flames of wisdom may burn out the last traces of ego, ignorance, and desire. And what exactly is ghee, which feeds the flames? It is clarified butter, butter that is churned from curd, which is in fact curdled milk. Milk is drawn from the 4-legged cow, which symbolizes the 4 Vedas. So symbolically, the Vedas themselves help the light of wisdom to shine. The Vedas are embodiments of truth. Recitation of the Vedas purifies the environment and strengthens the will to become truth. This is symbolically conveyed by the various ceremonial rites which are part of this yajna, sacrifice. Many who are unaware of this significance find fault with those who partake in such yajnas. They criticize the loss of grain and ghee and bemoan the waste of precious materials resulting from the irrational behavior of the priests. But the seers who declared the mantras and the Vedas which prescribe the rituals, and those who faithfully celebrate the yajna are not foolish at all. Ignorant people lament the loss when the farmer scatters bags of grains on a ploughed field, for they do not know that when the harvest comes around, the farmer can collect from the field 10 times more grain that was scattered by him. A single tin of ghee offered with appropriate mantras in the holy fire will result in 1,000,000 tins of ghee for mankind. The vibrations of the mantras and the effect of the oblations will ensure prosperity and welfare the world over. The sages and the seers of yore prescribed these yajnas, prompted by universal compassion, in order that they may result in the welfare of mankind. Thus, all beings benefit from the persistence of the Hindus in observing the teachings of the rishis. The Mahabharata declares that what is not in Bharat does not deserve reverential consideration. And in Bharat, the message has always been tolerance, respect for all faiths, and the practice of the essential teachings of love and service, with the giving up of hatred, envy, and pride. This yajna will help you to understand this and live accordance with the message. Prashanti Nilayam, September 25th, 1979. Namasmarana is the most effective sadhana. Remember with each name the glory behind the name. Escape from the clutches of anger, jealousy, hatred, malice, and greed. Do not seek to discover others' defects. Do not gloat over them. When others point out your defects, be thankful or keep quiet as the Buddha did. Sri Sathya Sai Baba.